Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a real high look at social media. Thank you, sir. We're going to take a real high look at social media, all the various platforms, all the best practices to use social media. Some of you guys are more active than others. Some of you guys will be more active by the end of the day.
All right, I got it here.
There you go.
I ain't doing
There you
that
go.
yet.
Get your app store
Did you
open.
install the app yet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
There you go.
yeah, I'm recording. So anyway, let's get started. It's going to be a 30,000-foot view of what's going on in social media. And again, if you got questions, or you got a challenge that's been bugging you about social media, when we get to a platform or something like that, just throw out your questions. We'll discuss that. And we're going to go till noon when Brian gets here, when lunch gets here. Okay, you guys ready?
Very much.
I'm better. All right, again, the last plea. I need your follows at Rocket Group. Is on the Twitter, and just search at Rocket Group, and you connect with me across all the various social media platforms. Like I mentioned, I'm a farm kid, and one of my favorite things to do when I was growing up was to go to Stratton Feed Store in Labadie, Missouri, a Purina dealer, and we would sit out there in the parking lot with the old guys leaning against the back of the truck, talking about the weather, talking about the girls, talking about the prices, talking about whatever. Well, actually, my dad was doing that, and I was just listening in. Not knowing what half of that was about. I knew what they were talking about, the girls. But the thing is that was like an early form of social media. It really was. It was the water cooler. It was our agriculture water cooler, right? Sitting around the truck like this, the diner at the coffee club, the table of geniuses, what my father-in-law calls the local coffee club down in West Plains, where he's from. But this still works. But at the scales we need it to work, it doesn't work. If we want to influence the 5-10 people, I don't know how many people come through the feed store these days.
Oh,
It's not more
every
than
day.
5 or 10.
Well, it's every day is different.
Yeah, but it's not the tens of thousands of people that live in
Oh.
Wentzville.
No.
Right, just Wentzville proper. So the conversation that's going on there at the store is not influencing a large universe right there in your own zip code. And the issues that we're talking about here in Corn Reeds need to reach people outside our zip codes, need to reach people outside our county, outside our region, our court and growing district. I just really like that picture too. I think it's a cool picture.
Is this one you know, or is that's not the?
That's my dad.
Oh, really?
No, it's not. It's some stock photo.
Can't believe anything you
Did
said.
you think that was my grandma yesterday too?
No,
Okay.
I didn't know how artistic you were with photography. Not perhaps the weekend.
We're just here for you to lead us anywhere.
There you go, man. I got them. They're believing everything. All right, so let's talk about media as a whole, okay? And we're going to touch on this again with Steve. I'm going to preview Steve's presentation a little bit here by talking about this. There's really 3 types of large universe media. And that's your earned media. This is the media that you've done something either on your own or you've done a project and you share that project out across your Facebook, your Twitter, your YouTube, whatever. That's your own earned media, your owned channels of earned media. But also it could be where actual media comes in and covers you, the radio station, the television station, the newspaper. When Nathan makes the phone call to the local newspaper and they put that on the front page, that's earned media. Your paid media is pretty self-explanatory. It's all your advertising, whether it's social media advertising, whether it's billboard, blimps, what have you. Corn costumes, Captain Cornelius. Those are all forms of paid media. And then additionally, your owned media would be your own website, your blog, your own social media channels. These all cross over into each other. And so the goal here is for you to leverage your owned, earned, and paid media for a comprehensive marketing strategy. That's if you were a big, huge, or small sole proprietorship and such. But it works at the level that we're talking about here for you guys being Corn Roots advocates. To leverage all of these channels, your owned media, your own social media channels, your earned media, the things that you're doing, and the paid media, which that would be when the association comes in to help you to broaden your message, to broaden your visage across larger areas. So the number one question I get about social media, and this is why I lead off with it. The number one question I get is, what the hell is a hashtag? You know?
Yeah.
Does everybody know? You guys get it?
I
I need to go through this?
For.
Well, tell me what it is. How about that?
It was meant for a way of, in the little search bar on Twitter or on Facebook, you put in the hashtag, whatever, say corn roots. Everything that's ever been tweeted about corn roots or how to cook a pork chop, whatever, pigs, hogs, cattle, corn, anything that's ever been tweeted is right there. It's a search engine.
It's a search engine helper, it's a collation tool, a congregation tool. It allows all the corn roots tweets and Facebooks and Instagrams that have taken place these last 2 days, the hundreds of those that have taken place the past 2 days.
I contributed.
I know you did.
All the teens are using it wrong.
All the,
All the teenage girls are using it wrong.
those conversations can show up in one stream, just like you said. What it is you take that key word or key phrase, would you say how to cook a pork chop? So how to cook a pork chop would be one long word, no spaces, no punctuation. It only works with numbers and letters. So corn roots 15, how to cook a pork chop 1 would be things that work. If you put a hyphen, a comma, apostrophe, anything else in there besides a number or a letter, it would break the hashtag, and you would not be as effective as it could be. So what we're talking about, trying to get, by the way, this is my grandpa's hashtag, it was his pound sign. It was handed down to me when he bought it at Pure One. Yeah, my grandpa shops at Pure One. Actually, somebody gifted it to me when I started talking about hashtags all the time. So anyway, that's how that works. The hashtag is a unifying linkage. It creates that hyperlink that you can click on your mobile device, your computer, whatever, and open up all the conversation on the platform about corn roots, about pork chops, about various different topics. Here's a picture of me. This actually took place at KU. I know, I'm staging at KU. It's the biggest my hashtag's ever been. But here's some various hashtags here that you can use when related to the conversations that you're going to be involved in or may already be involved in, from corn roots to hashtag ag. If you're going to talk about things going on in Missouri, use hashtag Missouri spelled out, not hashtag MO. Because what happens then, if you use hashtag MO, you end up in some Spanish language tweets and your message gets lost. It's the same with hashtag Colombia. Colombia's hashtag is COMO, which means home and how and whatever, a bunch about 6 different things in Spanish. And so if you hit hashtag Como, you've got the entire Latin world, plus everything going on at Booch's. Harvest 15, harvest 16, whatever you're doing your harvest, tag those out there. Hashtag crop report. There's a very active community across all the social media platforms called Ag Chat, which is people in agriculture from all across the country, some outside of the country, that gather together and communicate on agriculture issues. Hashtag corn, hashtag GMO is what our opponents are using to talk about GMOs. Hashtag farm, food, USDA, these are things that can lead you to greater conversations to monitor and be a part of on social media across all the platforms if you hit these hashtags. Or use them yourself. Like I use crop report on Instagram to show people my progress of my stupid garden that doesn't ever work right. But if you go to Instagram, I'm the world's leading Instagrammer of the hashtag crop report. So crop report is something that we all look at in agriculture, right? Why can't we use this for your guys' crop report? I said this to the last class, and like one guy did it. So I'm challenging you all, what's your crop report? Give me your crop report across the social media channels and bump my stupid tomatoes out of the way. Another thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to social media, and remind me at the end of this, I'll give you a handout, is what we call some TRG rules. And these are not rules of like, oh, this is how you tweet, or this is how this is the way you punctuate this. This is more the strategies. These platforms change every day because they're in a competition with each other, against each other, for the eyeballs and the earballs and the fingertips and the time that you spend on these mobile devices like you're doing right now. and keep doing it, keep tweeting or watching the crop report, whatever you're doing. The more time you spend on Facebook, the more money Facebook makes. The more time you spend on Twitter, the more money Twitter makes. So on and so forth. So they're all in competition with each other. That's why the platforms change so much every day. Facebook will change so much in 2016 that you won't recognize it from this day to day. Everything up to including virtual reality will be available through Facebook by the end of 2016. It's going to be crazy. 360 video, it's nuts, the stuff that they have coming out. And everybody's in competition with them because they're the big boy of the block. So when I say help before you sell, what I'm saying is we talk about the advocacy issues. We talk about when am I going to be a crank caller? What kind of information can I publish out across my social media channels that is educating, informing, or entertaining my audience regarding the issues I advocate for? So when the opportunity does come up, I can come out with that sales message and be like, by God, Governor Nixon signed this bill. By God, President Obama signed this bill. The rent's too high. Whatever your sales pitch is, you have to earn the right to sell to your audience. You can't be out there selling all the time, because if you do that, you're going to lose followers, or they're going to unfriend you, or they're going to unfollow you on Facebook, so you think they're still your friend, but they're not. They're not even seeing your content. By the way, never unfriend somebody on Facebook. Always unfollow them, because it saves the holiday drama. Because when you unfriend somebody, they don't get a notification. What they do get is they notice that they don't see your stuff in their timeline. Nathan's gone through this before.
With my parents.
You unfriended your parents. That's right. It's awesome. So they didn't see, his mom didn't see his rants in her newsfeed anymore, and she called to see if she was still alive, and was like, no, I unfriended you. And how much drama was that?
A little bit. We got it past that, so.
Have I literally said, Steve,
Nothing personal, you know.
Steve, you've heard me say this before, I literally say at this point, save the drama for your mama. But you brought the drama to your mama. So unfollow people, don't unfriend them. Earn the right to sell to your audience before you can, so help them before you sell to them. Earn that right. So social media 101. Before I go any further, who's got a question? Who's got an obstacle? Who's got a challenge? Who doesn't understand something about social media that's using social media?
I didn't do it right earlier. I posted a picture, but I'm apparently supposed to put the hashtag in the subject line of the photo. Is that correct? Like on Facebook?
You put it in your caption.
In the
In
caption.
the caption, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You write your photo and what you write.
Yeah.
That's where you do where you, is what you write.
Yeah.
Totally missed that.
If you used a subject line, you just emailed it to
You can
yourself.
edit it.
Yeah, like,
Am I
well, no, on
supposed
this one for some reason.
to, am I supposed to learn the
Sure you can.
hashtag? Or
Let you-
tweet
let you
first?
delete it.
I got two
Oh,
things.
you
to
don't
do.
learn how to
Yeah,
tweet
Got
privacy.
the current app.
Well, if you aren't set up on any of the
That's
social media platforms, you have to get set up on the
I'm
social media
updated.
platforms first. And then you can start
You
using
don't- how long
hashtags,
ago is
and
it?
using links, and uploading photos, and what have you.
We got like 2,000.
But-
How long is that gonna take?
No room.
You should have
for
stayed,
that there.
you know, a couple minutes, however long it takes you to thumb type on your phone.
Oh, that takes a while.
Okay, so,
Probably pretty little.
Give it 10 minutes.
yeah, so, but knowing what this is before you get in there gives you a good foundation to start with.
I see now.
Yeah,
Learned something.
there you go.
How do you get a hashtag more popular?
You get more people using it,
Okay.
or you join into a platform or a hashtag that is already popular, and then you can get some heat off of that, and you become more popular.
Well, I started one.
What'd you start?
Hashtag not a yokel.
Not a yokel?
Yeah, because if you go on dictionary.com and look up farmer, definition number 2 is like a rural yokel.
Dictionary.com or urbandictionary.com?
Dictionary.com.
Are you serious?
Yep, I even emailed them twice,
How about that?
and they said,
I was
thanks for
wondering
the
what that was.
feedback.
That'd be a good campaign to start, actually.
Yeah,
That'd be a really good campaign to start.
I thought about it, I just
Yeah,
don't know how to
we should-
do it.
we should-
Actually,
Stay in touch on that.
How old
Yes.
is that?
Especially because the research shows that that is
this
absolutely.
picture?
Yeah.
And that's what I told them, they're like, thanks for the information.
Probably
We'll take
3 or 4
it
years
into
old.
consideration."
Really?
That was
Yeah,
4 years.
Bebo's not a thing anymore.
No.
Foursquare, is it still around?
Yeah, Foursquare's still there.
Is it?
Yeah. It's called Foursquare Swarm, is what it's called now. The Tumblr's still there.
I
Yeah,
don't see a,
Bebo's,
I don't see a MySpace up there.
yeah, Bebo's the only thing. Blogger's still here.
I started on MySpace.
Yeah,
It's
me
still
too.
around.
Yeah. So, but
There
that's
you
the
go.
thing. That's a good point. Good segue. Thank you, Tyler. Do you think you know what social media is in the big 6 platforms of social media, being Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram.
Tinder.
That's a different kind of social activity. But it's actually pretty much everything that interacts people online, from interactive gaming to the blogger platform to even companies like Visa and McDonald's and Walmart have their own little social networks where they're basically intranets where people can go in there and socialize with each other if you choose to coalesce around Walmart or McDonald's or Visa. But those things are available to you. So it's so much more. The technology of social media, the aspects of social media, getting people involved around common platforms or common interests is very, very critical these days. It's always been critical, but now it's digital and it's there for the whole world to see. So let's talk about Facebook. Any Facebook questions before we dive in? Awesome. You hate Facebook. That's a statement, not a question.
Sorry.
It's okay. Well, why do you hate Facebook? That's a good question.
I don't know. I guess I just need to go on there and start unfollowing people because it's just random crap.
Unless you really want to be mad at you, then unfriend them.
Yeah.
Facebook is like anything else though, it's a tool.
Yeah, but I mean, the last 2 days is probably the most I've even looked at Facebook. And
Well, it can suck you in.
The quality of your experience is going to be based upon the quality of the people that you friended or followed or connected with or what have you. You build the information that comes into you. Unless when you signed up for it, you went and followed Beyonce, you went and followed a Kardashian, you went and did all that stuff, or you hit the X. Never follow the suggested posts. TRG rule. The other thing is what I was getting back to is it's all, you create that experience for yourself. By going and liking the Corn Growers, or going and liking the Rocket Group, and we're putting up junk, well then you can unlike us. But if you've got, all your friends from high school, and they're all railing against the clouds in the sky all the time, well, you can unfollow them, or you can unfriend them. It's a matter of how much drama you want to put up with.
One other thing too is that as Facebook has evolved, it learns what you look at
Yeah.
the most, and that's, well, not even the ads, just like if I go in and I start liking posts about farming activities, I will see more posts about farming activities and less posts about other things.
Well, and then your suggested,
followers.
whatever that's called.
The content on the side, the news
Where you
items,
slide across and you can like different pages.
Right.
Yeah.
What is that, the suggested,
suggested follows, or suggested,
whatever it is.
yeah, suggested
It
pages.
starts,
It gives you all the farm stuff, all
bringing
the
stuff that
barbecue
you like,
joints.
Yeah.
All the sports teams.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of sports stuff on Facebook, so right now my little today's news column is all NBA junk, so I'm like Xing all that stuff out because I don't care about the NBA, I don't care about the NFL, because, whatever, baseball and hockey, I don't have that much time. So, but yeah, it's all based on the experience, and the algorithm, you're right, the algorithm is weighted and is constantly adjusted to enhance the personal experience on Facebook, because the better personal experience you have on there using your personal profile, the more time you're going to spend there.
And also, the more money they make on kicking you those targeted ads.
Right.
Facebook advertising has gotten to be a big deal in the paid media space.
There's no more targetable, affordable, or manageable form of advertising in the world right now than Facebook advertising. For more than 10 years, we've told Facebook everything about us. That we like the St. Louis Rams over the Kansas City Chiefs, that we like Pepsi over Coke. I don't like Pepsi over Coke, in case they're watching this. Coke is a clown. All that kind of stuff, we've been telling them about stuff, where we live, so on and so forth. And so that experience is all available in demographic information to advertisers. And I can go in there and target all the women of 37 years of age that are unmarried with 2 kids that drive Volvos who live in a certain zip code, 65102. And it'll tell me that there's 37 people like that, and I can spend $5 to target an ad to them, and that $5 will give me hundreds of impressions, multiple impressions with those 37 people. Try doing that with your newspaper, your Yellow Pages. Another Yellow Pages showed up at my doorstep last night. What the hell? Why is that still a thing?
I do have a question.
Yeah, Josh.
Do you recommend if a person is trying to use Facebook for something like advocacy or sales or whatever, Do you need to be public rather than private on your postings?
If you're going to use it for sales-related materials, you should do it through a Facebook page, not your personal profile. And if you have content, like I'll post videos or pictures of myself on my Rocket Group page, and I'll tag myself in that content, and it goes into my personal feed. But that's like 1 out of every 5 posts. So my friends, most of who can't do business with me because they're not in the business that I do business in, aren't interested in seeing my social media marketing junk or my video marketing junk or the stuff. It's not junk, it's all high quality content. All the stuff I'm putting out through that Rocket Group page, they don't care about, but they might want to see me looking dapper in a picture or talking about something related to Facebook that does actually influence the person or is information regarding personal profiles. So just be selective with it. So you saw in the previous slide that Facebook by itself is almost the same amount of internet activity at just under 9% as all of Google's properties, Google, YouTube, Google+, Gmail is at 9%. Just Facebook by itself is the biggest dang thing on the internet. And Facebook, what they want you to do, along with what you were just asking about, if you're going to use this for advocacy, here's how they want you to do it. They want you to be articulate. They want you to be providing valuable content, not just yay corn every time. Here's why yay corn. 1, 2, 3. Here's a video about yay corn. Is that our new hashtag, by the way? Yay corn? They want you to connect with more people all the time. They're wanting people to connect with you. They want you to be a valuable resource because if we talked about the algorithm, the more crap you put out there through your personal profile or your business page, the less that algorithm is going to weight you to give you importance in the algorithm, and it's going to put you to the bottom, and less people are going to see your content. Look at how it is when I'll use myself as an example. If I post some kind of rant about something or other, and nobody interacts with it, but then I share a link, a goofy picture, like that picture this morning that I took at the Capitol, has already got like 15 likes on it when I looked at it a while ago.
16.
16, thank you, Kate. So, that's fine. They're wanting you to engage and influence other people. You just can't be broadcasting all the time. You need to be liking and sharing and commenting on other people's posts. It's a two-way street. It's like being at a party or being in a phone conversation. You just can't talk the entire time like I'm doing right now. I'm wanting two-way conversation here to make this more valuable to you. So I rank higher in the presentation algorithm. Full circle. And they're wanting you to rejuvenate, go back and use old content. You can say old things that you said before, or repeat points that you said before, because not everyone saw your content. On a brand page, Facebook pages, your average, what we call organic reach, which is how many people saw your post organically. There's no paid content to it, there was no interaction with it, nothing to push it to more people, is only 6% of your audience. So if you have 100 fans of your page, only 6 of those saw that post. So you have plenty of opportunity to reuse, we call this evergreen content, or reuse evergreen messages. Talk about ethanol on Mondays, talk about, Creeks of the Southwest, talk about that on Tuesdays, so on and so forth. That was Facebook real quick. Twitter questions. Who's got a Twitter
Can
question?
you erase a tweet?
Can you delete a tweet?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, you can.
but you can't edit one, right?
You can now.
No, you can't edit a tweet. After it's been published, you can delete a tweet, but a tweet, everything on the internet lives forever. The internet is like a diamond, it's forever. And every kiss begins with K. It's the holidays. You guys heard these commercials? All right.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's kind of like a drummer of a room shop.
You always have a friend in the diamond business.
That's the other one. That's
There
right.
you go.
That's right.
It is not a truck, you cannot just put stuff in it.
Right. So what would happen if you deleted a tweet? Say Missouri Corn sent out a tweet that said something like soybeans suck. Okay? And
They're cover crop.
Huh?
They're cover crop.
they're a cover crop. There you go. Soybeans are a cover crop. And they later thought, well, no, we shouldn't do that. Well, Christine over at Soybeans has already screen captured that tweet and is going to use it at the soybean corn softball game as bulletin board material, okay? The same happens in politics, the same happens in business. People make mistakes on tweets all the time, but you have to be careful of that, or admit your mistake, be transparent. Oh, that was a mistake, I misspelled the word, or we're complete idiots, we never should have sent out that tweet in the first place. Because your opposition is going to be monitoring your conversations and will screen capture your content even if you delete it, so it will live forever. But yes, you can delete a tweet. Anything else? Yeah.
For Tom, I was actually thinking Twitter may be better to start on, which I never thought I would ever say because I didn't want to join Twitter forever. But Twitter is like so much easier just to watch and less interaction, so you can kind of see like what's going on without having to post to start out and see how people tweet things and get your updates from the markets and things like that. And you can get all of that stuff on Twitter. So
I'll do that.
and you don't have to put as much information on like your profile. So I just think that may be a more comfortable place for you to start, and then you can branch out from there.
For the opposing point of view, go to rocketgroupllc.com and read all the 20 posts I have about how to set up your Twitter profile and put all your biographical information in there so you are discovered by your neighbors, so you're discovered by the people you're trying to attract, who are looking to connect with people like you.
Try and ease them in.
No, I know, but it's realistic.
Well, you got like Tom in front of all them, so okay, Tom, you gotta do this.
Right. Exactly.
Personalized.
So, but the thing about Twitter, to follow up with what Samantha said, it's Twitter is the real-time social media thing, and their tagline used to be "What's happening right now." Twitter's big breakthrough moment was when that plane crashed in the Hudson River, and everybody started tweeting about it, and that's how the story broke, and that's how it grew into Shepard Smith getting paid to read us tweets on his news show every afternoon, which we talked about yesterday. So the speed of Twitter, again, it goes back to the audience that you build, the follows that you make. It can be overwhelming if you go out and follow all the news networks and all these other things, and all these brands and stuff. It can be overwhelming with the amount of tweets. There are more than 300,000 tweets sent every second of the day from around the world. That's a lot of white noise. So it's up to you to be selective into who you connect and who you engage with.
You will not get all of them.
You won't get all of it. No, you have to go and follow, make a manual selection to follow them. So, but the thing that it's about Twitter is it's much so important. Yes, the Facebook is the personal friends and the aunts and the uncles, the in-laws and the outlaws, but Twitter is full of the audiences of influencers. Shepard Smith reading the tweets on the news. All the newspaper editors in your hometown are reading Twitter. All the legislators are sitting there reading Twitter. Nathan's reading Twitter right now. Audience of influencers. You can be proactive and reactive. You can put a message out there and somebody can respond to it and you can react to it. Or you can react to somebody else's message out there. You know, down with GMO. Well, I mean, here's my GMO facts. Here's a link. Boom. You know, you're being reactive to conversations that are going on out there and helping to control the message and be a part of the positive conversation. It's easier to read because it's shorter format, 140 characters. 140 characters. Every letter, number, space, punctuation mark, hashtag, what have you, is considered a character. So you've only got 140 characters. And I'll tell you that 120 is actually greater than 140, despite what you learned in math class. Like, I should be the one talking about math, right, Samantha? Because you want to actually make your tweets 120 characters or shorter, because you want people to retweet you, because when you're retweeted, your Twitter handle, @RocketGroup, or what have you, is pulled into that tweet, and that eats up even more real estate. So you want to leave room for that address to be pulled in, so you get credits, people can see the original source, one, and two, additional extra space, so that they can install their pithy comment. Yes, yay corn. No, down with corn. Whatever message they want to put in there. And a great way to control the overwhelming amount of information about Twitter is Twitter lists, creating Twitter lists. And if you go to @RocketGroup, there's a button there that says list, and I think there's 15 lists on the profile that I've created. And here's some of the ones that are pertinent to our conversation. All the Missouri media that I've found on Twitter, 635 Twitterers, from local news reporters to the television anchors in St. Louis, Kansas City, and Springfield are on that list. Missouri Twitterers, and this isn't like the concert promoters, yo, 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 come to my Def Jam. That's, I can't believe I just said that. But these are like legit sources, like legit people that passed my legitimacy test, my litmus test, to be included on here. 2,000 people here in mid-Missouri. Down here in agriculture, I don't know why there's only 342 members. It used to be like 3,000 people that were on there. That's the agriculture companies, the farmers. I put you guys, a couple of you guys on there yesterday, the agriculture list. So if you're looking for places to start to find people that are local or voices in agriculture or voices in the legislative process, go to my Twitter list and it'd be a good place to start. Any more Twitter questions? Again, real quick. YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world after Google. Asterisk, Google owns YouTube, but even standing alone by itself, still it's the second largest because people want to be shown. They want to know how to do something. They want to know the story behind something. Heck, you can watch full-length movies on YouTube now. The biggest search category on Twitter is how to. Like here, this search shows how to tie, how to basic, how to draw, how to make a bow. You can put on there how to grow corn, how to be a farmer. I tell your stories in how to kind of formats, and you'll get views, you'll get traffic. These dudes, who's those? There's several families that have taken over YouTube in the agriculture community.
Peterson Brothers.
The Peterson brothers with their parody stuff. But yeah, it's parody and yeah, it's cute and stuff, but they are bringing new impressions to agriculture and creating different impressions of agriculture because of what they're showing and what through their life of the farm. Although everybody knows the life on the farm is not dancing over hay bales and stuff like that.
What's that?
So Google Plus is Google's entry into the social media world. It still exists, but it's mostly non-existent now. If you have a YouTube account, it's linked to Google Plus. If you have a Gmail account, it's linked to Google Plus. If you post anything up through any of the public Google-owned platforms such as YouTube, you are posting to Google Plus as well, and it helps very, very well with search engine optimization to help you be found. So if you're going to create those how-to videos, make sure that you link it to your Google Plus account, and it'll give you a boost in that direction. LinkedIn, who's on LinkedIn, right? You're all on LinkedIn. We set our LinkedIn thing up, and we did nothing else with it, right?
That's about right.
Yep, set it and forget it. That's the avenue to success with LinkedIn, to go out there, and especially if you're going to be going out into the media, if you're going to raise up to these next level of advocacy, make sure that you, well, first off, go to your LinkedIn profile when you get home, don't do it right now, but update that you're in the corn roots class, and tag Missouri corn growers in there. Go in there and update, make sure your education's all up to date, that your skills are all up to date, your job title's up to date. Optimize your headline to tell what it is. I'm a corn grower in southeast Missouri. I'm an advocate for agriculture, whatever. You've got 120 characters to make a descriptive billboard about yourself that will show up in the search results when people search your name. It will also show up in search results when people are looking for a voice about corn agriculture for the Boone Hill radio station or what have you. When